Yo, we are finally back with Let's Build the Ultimate Theme Park. I am so sorry for the hiatus. So I left a comment on the last episode letting people know what happened, but it was hard to inform everybody why the series took such a long hiatus. So I tried to make new episodes, but what happened was my old computer finally got to the point where the park was so big that literally if I tried to add anything else to the park, the game just completely crashed. So what I had to do is I saved up and I bought a new computer. I spent about $2,200, so thank you all so much for your viewership. First off, the ad revenue I generated from the videos helped me save up so I could buy a computer. And now I finally have a fantastic gaming PC, and here's what that means for this series. So I can finally record it in really good quality. Making videos for this series is going to be so much more fun for me because I always enjoyed the building, but it got a little bit annoying at times because the game would take so long to start up because my computer would the load times were forever. It would take me about 20 minutes to load the park. And then I played the game at about 5 to 10 frames per second when I was recording just because the computer was so bad. And now I get to play the game with a full smooth frame rate. The game looks great. I'm able to record it with good quality. And I also get to turn the guests back on, so we get to have people walk around the park as we're building, because my computer can handle that now. And that means so much for the future of this series. That means the episodes are going to get so much better, and we can continue going with this park, and I can also finally make videos where we ride the rides. The only reason I never did that is because I didn't want to upload videos of the rides being ridden at 5 frames per second, so I was holding off until I built a new computer. And I have it now, so once we get a few more things done, after we do a couple more episodes of this series, I am going to make videos where we ride the rides that we finished. So I'm so excited to be back. It really sucked not being able to work on this park. The park crashing is what finally kicked my ass into gear to build the new computer. I was like, alright, I gotta do this. And of course it took some time to find all the parts and buy them and assemble it. I assembled the computer by myself for the first time though, so that was kind of cool. Now, let's go ahead and get into building. Before we do, I'm going to make a checklist of all the things that we need to do before we build anything else. I just kind of want to finish up all the things we've started before I build anything new so we can have a fresh, clean slate. So here's all the checklist of all the things that we're going to do before we move on to anything else in this park. We are going to finish the French Riviera area. We need to just kind of clean up this middle section where the path is and the line for the go-karts. We gotta finish the pier. I ended up taking the arcade building off and moved it over near the log flume, so we gotta build a new building and get this all cleaned up. We need to build a station and decorate around our wooden coaster over by the lake. I need to finish the rest of the log flume scenery. Most of it's already done, but there's some sections on the tunnels that I need to finish up because I want to add some more details to that. I need to put decorations around the tilt-o-whirl and finish decorating this little vintage area and get that all cleaned up. Now that they've added custom scenery to the game, we can decorate the arcade, which I'm super excited for. We need to finish the Zelda coaster. It's getting very, very close. We just need to finish, I think we have about maybe 3 episodes left of that. We just have to finish the boss area underground and do some finishing touches. Now that we have custom scenery in the game, I want to add some more details to this Aliens vs. Human roller coaster. And I got some custom Star Wars scenery, and I decided that I want to make this a Star Wars themed coaster because it already looks kind of like a Star Wars battle. So we'll add some Star Wars IP into this and kind of flesh it out and add the details for that. In the last episode, we started adding on to the main entrance of the park to make it a bit more grandiose. Gotta finish that and continue working on the IMAX theater because the IMAX is still very, very meh looking. I am not liking it whatsoever. And the last thing we're gonna finish is the parking lot. So those are all the things that I want to finish before we start any new rides. I just think it'd be good to have a good, clean, finished slate as far as this park goes. And just kind of have because if we finish all the things I have in this checklist, the park will be a lot more finished. And then we can go on to these new areas and start building on some extra sections. But I feel like it'd be good just to have everything that we've started done so we can just feel good about ourselves. Anyways, this episode, we are going to start off with the arcade because since they added the Thememaker's Toolkit, we have a lot of custom scenery, and I downloaded some arcade machines. We got some skee ball, some air hockey, some arcade cabinets, pinball machines, some shoot 'em up games, and then they added the vending machines and claw machines and fortune teller, so we can actually make a kind of fleshed out arcade area, and I think that's going to be super cool. I've been waiting This is like the main thing I've been waiting for custom scenery for, is to be able to put arcades in my theme park, because lots of theme parks have arcades. I don't think they do very well anymore because arcades aren't very popular in America. They are super popular in Japan, but for some reason they've kind of dipped down in America, but they'll probably like spring back up, I feel. So I made a one-off video for Planet Coaster about 2 weeks ago where I showed off a bunch of custom scenery they added to the game. I showed off like 100 custom pieces. I'll put that video down in the description, or I'll also put it on the end card at the very end if you guys want to see that. It's a pretty good video. I made it with my pal Geekism, who's a fellow Planet Coaster content creator. He also creates a series similar to this one where he's making this theme park called Pinewood Hills. It's another very large, in-depth park that he's been working on for a long period of time. And he's a really cool guy. I'm very happy that we got to make a video just showing off custom scenery. Like this thing we're working on, me, him, and Delated Designer have this like collaboration series going where we show off cool custom scenery that gets added to the Thememaker's Toolkit every month. So you can watch my episode of that afterwards if you're wanting a little bit more Planet Coaster content. Also, as a side note, on the inside of this building, I really like fleshed out the interior when it comes to the floor and the ceiling and walls. It was looking a little bit ratchet, but I put a lot of work into it. I didn't record it because I didn't want to like bore you guys with the details of doing that. It was a lot of camera manipulation and trying to get pieces to sit in the right spot. But it looks really nice inside this arcade now. I think it looks very clean and fleshed out. And I really love these custom models of all these arcade machines. I want to give a huge shout out to Red Mist, who was the creator of all these models. Thank you so much, dude. You did a great job. And now we can have really good looking arcades. I don't know why Planet Coaster didn't add these models in themselves. It's not that many. Like, this is literally 5 or 6 scenery pieces, and look at how much you can do with it. It's insane what you're able to do with it. And if they even like modded the game, like if they could add them as scenery items and have the little people come up and even play the arcade machines, that'd be even cooler. The people will be able to walk through this arcade, but they'll only be able to use the claw machines and the ATM and the fortune teller machine. I also kind of went all out for the lights inside here. I really wanted it to be a flashy arcade with a lot of flashing lights and colors, because arcades got to be exciting. You gotta excite the kiddos, and nothing's more exciting than overstimulating lights that might cause seizures. And I think I'm gonna put an arcade in the entrance of the park as well. I think that'd be another great place for an arcade, because we have a lot of buildings up there and I want to put actual things inside of them. I'm also gonna make one of them a fleshed out gift shop, because I'm able to download clothing racks and shelves and things to put on the shelves. It's crazy how many custom scenery pieces have been added. There's been so many Disney pieces added. You can almost put every single Disney character inside your theme parks in this game now. They also have a ton of Pokemon models and a lot of zoo animals. That's something else I could potentially put in this park, is a zoo. The animals would be fake, but you could still make fake little habitats for them. And then you put spectator points by the little exhibits, and the people will go up and look at the animals as if they're real animals there. You just have to use your imagination a little bit. But it's cool that that's kind of a thing you can do now. There's also a lot of waterslide scenery pieces added to the game, but they're not functional. And I'm honestly not sure if Planet Coaster will ever add any water park pieces. We might have to wait until Planet Coaster 2, which is most likely going to happen. The Frontier has dropped lots of hints towards it, and I've talked to some other content creators who know people who work for Frontier, and they're like, we can't say for sure if it's coming, but it's most likely coming. So if Planet Coaster 2 does come, it's probably going to be way better than this game, because the developers learned so much from creating this game. So we've already finished the arcade, so we can go ahead and cross that off of our list. And now I am cleaning off the pier because I am going to expand it. I wanted a little bit more room so I could put a larger building at the end, just because this lake is really, really big. And I felt like the pier could use a little bit more size so we can make the building look a bit larger and nicer. And the reason I'm doing the pier first on my list of things that we need to do is, out of all the things on that list, this is actually the thing I wanted to do the least. And I was just like, I just want to rip this band-aid off and get it done. So we're building this building, and the reason I wasn't looking forward to it is because I was like really wanting this building to look nice, so this pier would look very good, and I put a lot of work into this building. So I wanted to build a restaurant, like a restaurant where there's enough space for people to sit down and eat. Theme parks just have a lot of restaurants. That's just one thing that makes the most of their money, is overpriced theme park food. Because for some reason when people go to theme parks, they feel like they're really justified in spending a lot of money on food. Also, a pier is just a really good location for a restaurant. I went to visit my friend Troy, who's a Mario Kart YouTuber, down in Oceanside, where he lives. And we went to this pier in Oceanside that had a really nice burger joint at the very end, kind of like a Shake Shack type thing. It was like a 60s style diner. It was really good, and it was a really cool aesthetic just eating at the end of a pier, and so that's kind of what inspired this. Now, the Shake Shack I went to was not nearly as nice as this building. I'm kind of gonna put a lot of detail in this building. Just wait, I keep on just adding on to this building and fleshing it out. I'm really proud of the end product. I feel like I'm getting really good at designing buildings in this game. Like in episode 1, the buildings I created and the opening entrance, they were pretty good, but then I just kept on getting better, and I look back at those buildings now and I'm just like, I could have done so much better. But at the same time, I like keeping them because it's cool to see how far I've come. And then we're building the new entrance, so it doesn't seem like the beginning of the park is too basic. So once I have that new entrance completely built, it'll make those buildings seem like it's a really good part of it. It'll seem very similar to the downtown area outside of Universal Studios in Hollywood. In Universal Studios Hollywood, they have this downtown plaza strip that you can go to. It's not a part of the theme park. The entrance of the theme park is at the end. But they have a bunch of like restaurants and bars and stores. They have a movie theater, that kind of stuff. I actually went there last weekend with my friend. We went to this piano bar where they have dueling pianos and lots of people sing. And we just got some drinks and hung out. It was really fun. I'm also just so excited that I can finally make some videos where we ride the rides in this park, because so many people have requested ride videos. But like I said earlier, I didn't want to make ride videos if they were going to be super duper choppy and low quality. Like that would kind of make them look really bad. And I was just waiting until I built a new computer, and the wait is finally over, and so I can work on some ride videos. Although I kind of want to finish a few things in the park before I do those. I think making ride videos is going to help the series a lot though, because I think there's a lot of people who will like to watch the ride videos first, and then after they see the videos where you ride the rides, they'll want to see how the rides are created. So it'll hopefully give the series a bit of a boost as well and get some more people onto the series. Although, since I've created the last episode about 2 months ago, there's been a lot of new people finding the series somehow. I think the first episode has gone up by like 150,000 views since I made the most recent episode of the series, and all the other episodes gained a lot of views as well. Lots of people keep binging the series, which I'm so happy, because I created the series knowing that it wouldn't do very well at first, but that it'd be very easily bingeable later. Because like I said at the very, very beginning of the series, I was inspired to create this series by Gog's Cast Jin series, Let's Build, and Minecraft. And I'm making like a Planet Coaster version of that series. And I remember spending so much time binging his series of that and looking forward to each new episode, like super hardcore. And I wanted to recreate that feeling in Planet Coaster, and it's been working. And I'm just so proud of this series. I just think it's so entertaining. I love building stuff like this. Some people have told me that this series seems like if Bob Ross made a video series where he created theme parks instead of making paintings. I'm not sure if I'm as entertaining as Bob Ross by any means, but he also has a lot more life experience than me. Hopefully someday I can be as entertaining as Bob Ross when I'm in my 40s and 50s. Okay, so I just looked it up, and Bob Ross was 41 years old whenever he started his show, The Joys of Painting. I wonder what shows I'll be doing when I'm 40 years old. I don't know, I hope I can just keep on making things that entertain people. I love entertainment. It's just such a fun field to be in. That's why I went to college for it, I guess. A lot of people were wondering what I'm doing for college now, and I think I talked about this, but maybe I didn't. I can't remember. I've talked about a lot of stuff in this series, but for those of you who didn't know, I'm not in college anymore. I couldn't afford to keep going because college is expensive, and I don't have any like parental help with any college funds or anything. So I just decided to take my entertainment degree and film degree and pursue videos instead. So right now I'm just making YouTube videos, but I just moved to California so I can potentially seek out other opportunities as well, because I would love to work in the film industry as well and make YouTube videos in my spare time. But until that happens, I'm just kind of working on my videos, which is really fun for me. I love making YouTube videos, which is why I've been doing it for like 8 years now. Also, is it sad that I've been working on this series for over 2 years now? We've officially passed the 2-year mark of when I started this park. But as I said, a lot of times during the series, this park was mostly just like a passion project. It's not something I could work on a lot. But it's kind of crazy how long I've been working on it now. Something else I want to point out is one of my favorite things about the graphics of this game is still the reflection of the water. It just looks really nice seeing the reflections just so pure in all the water. Such a cool little detail for the graphics that really gives things a much more grand look to them, especially the castle. Just seeing the whole entire thing getting reflected downwards. I also just love the lighting and shadows. So dynamic and everything just looks so good. The graphic style of this game is one of my favorites. It has like this perfect amount of cartooniness that makes the graphic style not age very much. Kind of like how Zelda Wind Waker has a much more cartoony graphic style. People like kind of criticize it at first because it could have been more realistic, but those graphics hold up for a long time. And that's the reason why they did that for this game, is because they wanted these graphics to be timeless, so the game wouldn't look old after a few years. I can't even imagine what the graphics for Planet Coaster 2.0 would be though. I wonder if they make Planet Coaster 2, how much of this game engine they would use, or if they would just recreate everything. I feel like it makes sense for them to just kind of reuse the assets from Planet Coaster, but just improve the game engine. But use like the same ride assets maybe and just keep on adding more rides, because I would rather them just do that than start everything over from scratch. Honestly, that can be the comic question of the day. If they're gonna make Planet Coaster 2, what do you think they should do differently? What do you think they should add on to the game to make it even better? What about the game engine should they change? Let me know down in the comments and we can talk about some of them in the next episode. Also, another comic question I'd like to add is, what would you like me to work on next? Out of the list of things we have to do, because I'm not going to start recording the next episode until after this video is posted, so what would you like to see me build next? Whatever gets the most votes is what I'll build next episode. So we finished the restaurant at the end of the pier, and it's looking swanky, and now we're going to build the entrance to the pier, because I wanted to have some little towers, build up the entrance a little bit so it looks really nice coming in. I really love the way this pier is coming together. I'm very happy that I ended up moving the arcade off and ended up redoing it. I think the arcade works way better over by the log flume, and having that new restaurant at the end is much nicer. I'm not sure why very many people aren't walking up onto the pier itself. People start walking up later, but right now, like, nobody's coming over to this area. I guess just nobody's interested? I don't know. I think if I put a list of like sightsee markers up, I think it might entice more people to walk over there. Just gotta kind of trick them to get over to new places. Gosh, I also just want to say again that I'm just so happy that this park runs well on my new computer. I was really afraid that I was gonna build this computer and then load the park up on it, and the game would still run slowly, maybe just because the game engine was built badly. And I thought maybe it wasn't my computer's fault, but maybe the game engine's fault. But I'm really happy to learn that it wasn't the game's fault. It was all my computers. So we should be able to continue building onto this park for a long time. We probably have another solid year of this series, because I pretty much plan on like adding onto this park until I literally can't build onto it anymore. I don't want this series to end until literally my new computer can't handle this park anymore. So if I can go on for 20 more episodes, so be it. We're gonna make this park freaking bomb. Also, something else I'm gonna do, now that I have a new computer, I want to start a side series of this game on my second channel, where I am going to stream on my Twitch channel, myself playing through the campaign mode, and then I'm gonna edit those streams down into a Let's Play series for my second channel named Toucans. You can find a link to that in the description if you're interested in a Let's Play of the actual campaign mode of this game. And the way I'm gonna do that is it's gonna be half Let's Play, where I just play the game live, and the other half is still going to be like, if I ever do like heavy decorations for a ride, I'm still going to fast forward it like I do for this series. So it'll be like half Let's Play, half time lapse like this series. So it should be really fun. I was holding off on doing that because I didn't want to do that with this game until I could record it in really good quality, because I wanted to do this game justice. And now that I can do it, the world is my oyster. I can literally play any game I want to. Even like City Skylines, literally any game I want to play or record, I can do it now. This new computer is a really good investment for my channel, and I'm super excited to see what I'll be able to do in the future. So we're getting pretty close to the end of this episode. If you guys are excited about the series coming back, let me know just by giving this video a thumbs up. Just thumbs ups really mean a lot to me, just because they really help push the series into the YouTube algorithm, helps these videos do even better. I'm so excited to be getting back to this series. It really pains me to not be able to work on it for a couple months, because I wanted to so bad, but my computer, like every time I came on and like started placing items, the game would crash, and it would be like, I forgot exactly what it said, but it was like, your computer can't handle the processing power or something, and that was just because I was also recording it at the same time. And then to try a second time, I had to like wait for 20 to 30 more minutes for the game to pull itself back up, and it was just a pain. So I'm so excited to be building this park on a good computer. It makes it so much more fun for me, and I'm like way more inspired to keep on working on it. There's a lot of really cool stuff for us to work on. I'm excited to see in the comments what you guys want me to work on next. I'm pretty much excited to work on every single element of this park. This pier was a thing I was looking forward to the least, just because it was boring. It was building some more basic buildings, but I still think it turned out gorgeous, especially with the sunset in the background during this outro shot. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm excited to be back, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good day.